What's up, y'all? Dark Show TCG here, back with another video, and today I got for you some Irelia locals gameplay. This is a little bit of like a learning at local / VOD review session. We're gonna go over, my Irelia versus Draven game, and a game in which I think that I played it really well, and I get to showcase some of the finer points, or not even the finer points, but showcase some of the mistakes that I think a lot of Irelia players make when they first start out with the deck, and how I've sort of learned from it and how I play the deck to see some success. Without further ado, we're going to get into the commentary, but let me guys know in the comments below what you guys think of Irelia and if I'm piloting it well, and if you have any other lines or anything like that that you would take in the game that I'm about to show you. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we both open up Obelisk of Power as our battlefield. This is game 2. I lost game 1, but I'm just serving you guys up game 2. My opponent is going to choose to go first, I think. For Obelisk of Power, both players will channel an additional rune at the start of their beginning phase. My hand looks pretty good. In Irelia, you don't really have like early creatures. I run Treasure Hunters. I actually really like Treasure Hunters. Treasure Hunter in this deck. I'm of the mind in which like 2 drops aren't that bad. Okay, no, actually I lost game 1, so I'm going to go first in game 2. Yeah, I channeled the additional runes. We both channel additional runes because we're both on Obelisk. So I start off with 4 and my opponent's gonna start off with 5. I'm gonna drop 2 gears here. It's gonna be Guardian Angel and Spirit Will. For those who don't know, Spirit Will, it says whenever you choose a unit, exhaust it and the rune to draw 1. Guardian Angel, it gives your unit 1 might. Oh, we're moving fast. It gives your unit 1 might, and whenever they attack, or not whenever they attack, whenever they would die, you just kill the Guardian Angel. So my opponent's on Draven. He develops his 4-cost Draven. I'm gonna play out my Irelia, attach the Guardian Angel to her, and because I chose with the spirit, because I chose with the Guardian Angel, I get to then rest my Spirit Will exhaust 1 to draw 1. Another thing too about Irelia that I noticed that a lot of people do, and that I used to do in the past, is that they would have immediately just like ready the Irelia champion with your legend, and then just immediately try and conquer a battlefield and get a point. However, I don't think this is optimal, because then you have like no runes up for any combat tricks and any defense. So you're pretty much just sending your Irelia to the wolves. So that would just be like tip number 1 for you Irelia players, is just don't send your Irelia to the wolves. You want to have combat tricks up to protect her, because realistically you can play this deck with just the Irelia creature, and as long as she doesn't die, you can just win games. Yeah. So we don't ready her. We just pass. And then even if my opponent decides to try and kill the Irelia, it just gets rid of the GA. I think my opponent's on like what, 8 runes? Started on 5, so it's at like 7 now. Yeah, 7 runes. Me having put 1 back, I went from 4 to 6. Now I'm at 5, so I'll be at 7. So they're gonna play out the Kaisa and a Treasure Hunter. They're not gonna accelerate her. They're also not gonna put the Draven on anything. Irelia ready, she gets 1 might whenever she's ready, whenever she readies or is chosen. So she's starting off the turn with +1 might. We're just gonna move her in, see if we get a quick cap. Puts us at 1 point. Yeah, Irelia is like, she's actually a slower deck than what I originally thought. Right? Yeah, so we just move in, capture a point, pass, and just leave up a whole bunch of runes up for combat tricks, right? And I'm counting like the combat tricks. I have Spirit Will up, I have my Irelia legend up, so like I can. Oh, they're gonna play Bryn. Okay, so for those who don't know, Bryn Thundersong is like the first, the OG like floodgate, right? Bryn says whenever you play her, your opponent can't play cards on the turn, right? So I'm not sure if many people notice, but you can react to Bryn being played. As long as you have reaction speed spells, you can react to the Bryn and then just keep adding stuff to the stack. You can also add like your choose triggers as well, and I'll show you here. Also, you notice I have Hard Bargain in my hand. Bryn is an ability. Hard Bargain only counters spells. So we on guard the Irelia. We're gonna give her +3. On guard gives +1, and then another additional might if the unit was there alone. Irelia is there alone, so that's +2. And then because you chose Irelia, she gets an additional +1, so she's getting +3, right? Then Spirit Will has an opportunity to trigger as well because its conditions have been met. So I'm also going to tap it, draw 1. Irelia, my legend, has an ability to trigger as well because I chose one of my characters. So I'm going to rest her, exhaust a rune, and then untap my Irelia. So Irelia will gain another might for being untapped. So we just gave our Irelia +4 might. Excuse me, the Irelia Fervent. One thing to note about the interaction with the Irelia legend and then Irelia Fervent is that I may not be 100% right on this, but you know, this is how I've been playing it, and it seems to be the consensus for a few people at my locals, is that most people think that the Irelia legend chooses the Fervent to like ready. It doesn't choose. The Irelia legend does not choose your Fervent. So what happens is some other effect chooses your Fervent, right? And then Irelia notices that your Fervent has been chosen, and then it can trigger to unready whatever has already been chosen, right? If you guys are following me. So the Irelia legend says, okay, I see that you've been chosen. Because you've been chosen, I'm going to untap what has already been chosen, right? She isn't saying, okay, because you've been chosen, I'm going to choose you again. That is what she is not saying. You kind of hear what I'm saying, is that she sees something has been chosen. She doesn't choose it again. She recognizes that it has been chosen, and then she then unreadies it as the target. So the target's already been selected. She doesn't choose the target again, you know? So people have been using that to like give their Irelia Fervence like +3 might, when really that interaction is only like +2. All right. So the Irelia is at like 9 total might because the Guardian Angel gives her 1 as well. So +5 in total. I can still also like react, right? Like I still have like the window. Spirit Will. Yep. So yeah, so we play a Discipline, add another stack, and then choosing the Irelia Fervent is not once per turn. So Discipline's gonna give her +2, and then because I chose her again, she gets an additional 3rd might. So she was at +4. Now she's going to be +7. And this is all without including the J. So she's technically +8. So she's like 12 might. So my opponent goes in with their Kaisa into Obelisk of Power, draws a card. And they're going to attempt to go into the Obelisk of Power with the Draven and the Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter is going to give them a token on move, and then they're going to recycle a power for Draven to give him +2 as well. Also, he's going to rebuke by recycling an additional rune. Okay, so he isn't recycling the power for Draven. He's just going to rebuke and play and pay the deflect cost to bounce my Irelia back to hand. And he did that, the rebuke, during the combat, just so that he can draw from the Draven legend ability, as well as generate a gold token from the other Draven champion ability. He might be thinking about hiding something. I see like Fighter Flight and Tide Turner in his hand. So yeah, 2 Fighter Flights, another Brand, Tide Turner in his hand. So I think that, yeah, he hid the Tide Turner where Kaisa is. the stack deck. Probably should grab that other Kaisa. Or the Noxus. Well, no. I don't know what he grabbed. We'll see when we see his hand again. It was the other Kaisa. Okay. And then he's going to hide another thing. He's going to hide, I'm assuming, a fight or flight. So this turn, we have like multiple hiddens to play against. Them being most likely fight or flights. And I wasn't really keen on Tide Turner. But we're going to have to like develop the Irelia again. Because like we have GA. Like Draven isn't really killing the Irelia. Straight up. This also might be a turn where we can just like go slow. Our opponent's at two points only, so we can kind of just like develop the Irelia and chill instead of just like, you know, playing her, readying her, forcing her stuff out and stuff like that, especially if we know that like they're on like fighter flights and stuff. Yep. Cycle to choose her, equip the GA, +1 for choosing. Ooh, are we readying her? Ooh, we are readying her. Okay. Spirit Will. As well, tap 1 to draw. Yeah, I kind of want to kill the Draven. Yeah, so I'm going to go in with, this is 7 might. And I guess the plan here is I think I have another discipline in hand. What is my plan here? How am I going to ready this unit? Yeah, so they fight or flight it back. Okay, I have hard bargain. Okay, yeah. Because I have hard bargain, I'm like, yeah, no, even if you fall for me, you're tapped out. I'm just making sure that I counted everything. What did I do here? So I'm probably going to hide something. I think I'm hiding my own fight or flight here, which is like, I don't feel too bad about it. And my opponent just passes back. They only have 5 runes up. So I get to hold to go to 3. Let's see. This is actually really good for me. Like my Irelia gets to live. And the reason why is because they only have 5 runes. So they can't really like do a bunch here. If they move to Brendan, it can just get like... Actually, maybe they could have just moved that Brendan anyway. And then I think they have a hard bargain in hand, and then just like hard bargain it, but it trades, right? The Brendan to the Irelia. So yeah, you're just there to suicide your Bren. Yeah, so we're gonna attempt to charm. Is that Brend? I actually want to charm the Kaisa, not even the Brend, low key. Like I really want to charm that Kaisa. Just get him off of there. And then it's like lower might than my Irelia. My Irelia's at like 6 might right now. So Tide Turner swapped the Kaisa into Brend. Okay, yeah, so I did charm the Kaisa in. And then so because his Kaisa's the attacker, he has like the prio. He's gonna Foff targeting my Irelia. I'm gonna fight or flight targeting his Kaisa. That way, like he would win the combat because of his fight or flight. But I'm just like, nah. And then my Irelia is active anyway, so I can just move back in. He might just be debating to hard bargain here. Yeah, so we just let it happen. And now because he tide turnered that, my Irelia is at 6, his Bryn's at 5. Right now I'm like threatening, like really threatening his Bryn. So I'm probably just gonna go in and threaten that Bryn. Move 6 into there. We win the combat, go to 6. And then once again, I'm probably just gonna pass here. Maybe we play a treasure hunter. Have a little baby on board, baby body. I would just leave up runes for some events. Yeah. We play the treasure hunter. Pass turn. Yeah, they have like 1 red. No spinning axes either. This is pretty fortunate for me. He also hasn't been winning a bunch of combats either, so he hasn't been getting to draw. So yeah, they're gonna play. No, I'm gonna play attempt to play Ride the Wind. I think he hard bargained and tapped 4, so I would have to tap 4, so I can't. Yeah. So yeah, after I attempted to Ride the Wind, I got hard bargained, I'm gonna just do another Ride the Wind. Yeah. Irelia gains like +3, 1 because I chose her, 1 because she readied. Yeah. So I'm sorry, she gains +2, not +3. And then I get a point for conquering. I also killed a Kaisa. And then my opponent just moves their Tide Turner and a Fan into the other location. Put 1 rune up. I think here I'm running low on like combat tricks. Yeah, so we got to stack deck, look for a combat trick. And then I want to move the treasure hunter and kill the overzealous fan, or I'm looking for like boots. Okay, so I have boots, on guard, and siren in the stack deck stack, right? Siren moves a unit back to base, which would allow me to like just move the Irelia back and then go in. Boots allows me to gank directly over, and then on guard is a combat trick or another buff, right? I think I just need to have 2 ways to choose here, and then I can conquer that battlefield and I can go to 7. So if I have another way to choose, what I can do is just take the on guard, like give it to the treasure hunter, go into the overzealous fan. Or no, same thing, right? Choose the like buff the overzealous, buff my treasure hunter, move in to bait the overzealous fan, and then move my Irelia back, choose her, ready her, and then send her into the other battlefield again. Alternatively, I can give her boots, gank her over, they move her back, choose her again, ready her, and then kill it. They both kind of do the same thing, but I guess the second place saves me a fan or a treasure hunter. I think I have a rebuke in hand. I might even just like rebuke the fan as well. Like, just call it a day. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that card right. Cistern or Siren? It might be Cistern. I don't know what I took. What did I take there? We'll see whatever I took there. It was probably Cistern. Yeah, it was Cistern. Also, the Irelia doesn't get an additional might this turn from readying because she was readied on my opponent's turn. So I moved Treasure Hunter into my existing battlefield, my currently controlled battlefield. So I'll probably, just so I can like set up the hold win condition. Rest 2. Siren brings it to base and it's active at base. I'm not going to Spirit Will here because I think I need the 2 runes up. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna rebuke the overzealous fan. Yeah, I chose her with systems where she gains +1. Move here for my action, or not even for my action, because that happens like during defense. Okay, so we didn't even like overextend. We just like, okay, we just got the fan. We're ahead on points, and we just decided to keep it up, make it so that like my opponent would have to do something crazy. But they have like a Kaisa in hand. And even if they have Kaisa, I can just rebuke it. Yeah, we just didn't overextend with the rebuke. I made the conscious decision. I guess another pro tip, or not pro tip, but another tip here would just be like, don't overextend. I have the lead and my opponent's not in a good position. Like, once again, like this Irelia is like all I need to win the game, right? So not overextending with the rebuke there on that last turn was pretty good. Just getting the fan out the way. And now I'm making the read that like my opponent doesn't really have anything to stop this rebuke. So yeah, we're just gonna send the Kaisa back to hand, or attempt to send the Kaisa back to hand. Yeah, and then yeah, my opponent just scoops up. Yeah, my opponent just scoops up, realizing that he has no way back into the game. I'm gonna hold till 7. Irelia's gonna untap, conquer to 8. But I hope that this game was really, you know, it was helpful to some of you guys there. I ended up going undefeated at this local, only dropping game 1 to this Draven player the entire night. The rest of the night I just went 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, or 2-0, 2-0. So it was against another Draven and a Kaisa. So I think I'm getting better with this Irelia deck. I really like it a lot, and I just wanted to share some of the knowledge that I've picked up while playing this deck, and I hope that it can translate to your guys' Irelia game. So to recap, don't overextend your Irelia and put her out in a position in which you can't defend her. Just don't overextend in general. This deck has a lot of like moving pieces and maneuverability and tricks you can do to just like beat your opponent out in most engagements, right? So as long as you manage your resources well and just stay privy to the fact that like you can counter a lot of what your opponent is trying to do, you should be fine. And then once again, I don't think I'm playing this deck like as optimally as like the best Irelia players, but I do think I'm playing it better than like most at the local level. So anyway, I hope you guys learned a lot. I've been Dark Show TCG. You guys have a good one. Peace.